Welcome back to Silly Shelly. Today we're going to try a social skills tool for voice volume. This is great if you have an autistic or ADHD child or adult that you need to work with, or anyone that's having trouble with these social skills, like voice volume, voice tone, things like that. What I'm going to use is a 10-inch cake round, or a round piece of cardboard. You can cut it out yourself or buy it pre-cut. You can also use squares or other shapes. I'm just using this because it's pre-made. You'll need a brad, a marker or something to write with, a ruler for straight lines. I'm using a 6-inch dinner plate or salad plate so I can have another circle to draw around as a template. And I'm going to use either crayons or colored pencils to color the finished voice volume tool. The first thing I'm going to do is use my 6-inch plate to get a 6-inch circle. I'm just going to eyeball it on the middle of this circle, and I'm going to draw with my marker around it. That way I'll have an outer ring and an inner ring, so I can write things on the outside and things on the inside. With the ruler, I'm going to try and draw out one line down half of the circle, turn the circle, and then another line halfway down, basically dividing the circle into 4s. Some of you might want to do 3 or 5 or 6 different voice volumes. I'm going to use 4. Examples that you might use would be things like silence, no talking, whispering, small inside voices, larger inside voices, outside voices, screaming and yelling, shouting voices. I'm just going to do 4. The 4 I think are the most beneficial for what I would like to work with. And I'm going to write those in either the inside or outside part of the circle. And then on the other side of the other side of that dividing line, I'll write some examples. Now for some kids, words aren't enough, and you might want to use photographs if your child learns best with photographs. So find a picture of somebody with their finger over their mouth, imitating being quiet or whispering in someone else's ear or whatever. Other kids do well with magazine cutouts or drawn pictures or other little tools. So if your kid needs more than words, find the photographs, pictures, drawings that work best for you. So here's what I came up with. I have 4 different volumes, 4 different colors, and I'm starting with, I have whisper in blue, and it means to talk so you can barely be heard. Examples would be at church or at the movies when you're sharing secrets. I also have shouting, which is of course being as loud as you can, which is great for sporting events or at concerts or when you're in danger. I chose another one, your big voice. It's kind of like an outside voice. It's talking loud enough to be heard over others for like a playground, when you're giving a presentation and the whole room needs to hear you. And then a small voice, which is just loud enough people around you can hear, such as in the car, on the phone, at a store, in the house, in the classroom. So what I'm going to do is put an arrow in the middle. Now my arrow is a little big, but I have a 2-inch by 2.5-inch, I think, piece of black cardstock with a hole punched out on one end, some tape on the other side. And then I have a 3-inch square of the same black cardstock that I cut diagonally to make the arrow head. And I'm just going to attach that with the tape. And then using the brad, I'm going to put this on the board. I'm going to flip the wheel over and tape down the excess arms of the brad just to keep it from poking anybody or coming loose. And that's my completed wheel. Like I said, you might want to try different colors, different pictures, something a little more visual than just words. I just wanted to try and give you an example, something you can think about working with. And of course, you can have more than 4 types of voices. You can have less. You can come up with different examples that might fit you better. And remember, you can always add something in the open spaces or write things a little differently if you need to. So that's what I've got. I hope it helps some of you out there, or it may help someone you know. And like I said, this is just kind of an idea. You can do yours a little differently, different sizes, different, totally different if you want. But it's just an example of a voice volume tool that you may be able to use. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook at Facebook/Silly Shelly Creations, and also www.sillyshelly.com. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks.